good Tuesday morning to everyone today. Here we are. It's only 2 days to Thanksgiving. Can you believe it? How fast time is going. We started 6 days ago, this being the 7th, of talking about the way that God has always enjoyed his people being thankful. And in the Old Testament, that was by way of the festivals, the Jewish festivals or feasts, they are sometimes called. And there were 7. And we come to the last one today. And just like the others, it really emphasizes that God's people were to be thankful and remember what he has done for them. It's found in Leviticus. Well, when it's instituted, it's found in Leviticus chapter 23. And it's still Moses speaking. And this one is called the Feast of the Tabernacles. What does that mean? Well, let's read it and see. Verse 33, the Lord said to Moses, say to the Israelites, on the 15th day of the 7th month of the Lord's Feast of Tabernacles, it begins, and it lasts for 7 days. By the way, that calendar reference, put it at the end of around the end of September or early October every year on our calendar. The first day is a sacred assembly. Do no regular work. And then, he says in verse 36, for 7 days, present offerings made to the Lord by fire. And on the 8th day, hold a sacred assembly and present an offering made to the Lord by fire. It is the closing assembly, do no regular work. What the Lord is saying through Moses is the Feast of Tabernacles. It'll start on a Sabbath day and it will end on a Sabbath day. And so it's really 8 days. He says 7 because those are the 7 full daylight hour days. One of the things that I find so interesting is that they are to come, all healthy males and others, they're to come to Jerusalem. There are 3 of these feasts where everyone's supposed to come to Jerusalem. But this time they're to stay there all the 7 days. And they're to stay, well, let me read. It actually comes down, if you drop down to verse 42, and this is still the instructions for the feast, for this feast. And God said, live in booths for 7 days. Sometimes this is called the Festival of the Booths. But tabernacles or booths, it's still basically, the modern term might be tents. Tents. Why? Well, let's continue to read. All native-born Israelites are to live in booths, so your descendants will know that I had the Israelites live in booths when I brought them out of Egypt. I am the Lord, your God. So this again is to be a remembrance of what God has done for them. They'd stay in these booths or tents. I struggle with the word booths because it means so much different in English now. But they would come to Jerusalem. Thousands. Can you picture that? Thousands of people. And they stay in these portable places. What a scene that must have been. By the way, to place it in context, this festival started 5 days after the Day of Atonement. And so that kind of puts it in place. God clumped them together. And he remembered the provisions through the 40 years that they wandered in the wilderness. It was miraculous that God provided for them. Do you remember how they got the manna every day? That seems impossible, but nothing is impossible with God. So he provided for them, and they came to Jerusalem to celebrate that. There were so many, and they would sacrifice so many animals that all the priests that Israel had, and there were 24 divisions of them. They had divided them so that the rest of the year, they would basically take turns coming and doing the sacrifices, but not on the Feast of Tabernacles. No, on that one, everybody had to come because there were a massive, massive numbers of sacrifices. Well, it was amazing. It was amazing. All of those festivals, all 7 of them. And I wanted us to study them prior to our Thanksgiving. In a way, our Thanksgiving was instituted by, well, Abraham Lincoln, and then FDR made it the day that it is today, the 4th Thursday. And we started, as we talked about last week, of course, with the Pilgrims in 1621. And it was done, why? So that we, Americans, would pause and thank our God for what he has done for us. To do any less would be not giving him the proper thanks that he is due. Because we know that all, according to Scripture, all good things come from above. And our country and what we are definitely good things, aren't they? So the Israelites thank their God. We ought to thank, and we do thank our God also, that he watches over us. Many theologians relate this feast because God was there with them to basically what's going to happen in all of eternity when Jesus' home is with us in the New Jerusalem. And in that time, every tribe, tongue, nation will tabernacle or dwell with Christ in the New Jerusalem. And that's what Revelation 21 talks about. The first 4 feasts looked back at what God has done, but those last 3 look forward to what will be done. And Christ will dwell with us. We will make our home with him in that New Jerusalem. Now, for the next 3 days, I really want to celebrate our Thanksgiving. And we have 3 shows that actually over the years, they're from different years. But I'm going to show them because, well, our Thanksgiving doesn't really change. And so we're going to talk about and show pictures of the history of our Thanksgiving. We're going to listen to what some people are thankful for. And I think you'll enjoy that show. You're going to see on that show, you're going to see some people that maybe you haven't seen in a while. So that'll be fun too. Well, God bless. Thank you for walking through these feasts and festivals with me. I learned a lot. I hope you did also. Well, enjoy your Thanksgiving. Enjoy these shows. And I'll be with you soon. I can't wait. We'll keep going on Inspiration for Today.
Oh, come to the Father through Jesus the Son.